Greetings, YouTube friends and local viewers. Hello. Welcome. It is the beginning of our week here on Going Optimal. We're going to kick it off with a traditional Strixhaven draft. Didn't even ask chat. Did premiere all weekend long to accommodate my moment here or there type play schedule. But now that I've got a solid chunk of time to play with you all, I think I want to try the best of three experience and see how that goes. Let's see, what have we had a hot streak last week. Chat kind of brought it to an end in the sense that I was on an max win streak, and then we basically split the gauntlet on Friday. That was really fun, having our first gauntlet of Strixhaven. And Strixhaven, how much legs does it have? I think the 3+ color nonsense vector in here is pretty high, so maybe it has a stronger, longer legs than typical five guild, 5 color pair type sets have been, but time will certainly tell. I'm not sure yet. One thing I am sure of, though, is that if you are looking to get Strixhaven cards for your tabletop, you should check out my sponsor, Card Kingdom. Just talked to Kevin last week. We were looking at talking about my Q1 numbers, and like I say, we check them out. We take a look at what's going on, and it's always interesting to see what kind of action I get from the affiliate link. If you all are in the mood for ordering some cards from Card Kingdom, just remember to do it from my affiliate link, and then that helps keep me on the air when I have my talks with Kevin, and we see what's working, what isn't, and talk about all that. But basically, they're one of the best Magic retailers out there, and if you haven't put them on your list of people to check out when you're looking for cardboard, you're doing it wrong. You don't have to give them your business every time. You're probably not doing it right if you give them your business literally 100% of the time, because there might be something out there that somebody's got that they don't. But 99, I don't know, I'm here all the time. I'm going down there today. I got some orders to pick up, and I got some sell orders to drop off. Even though I buy and sell within the secondary market myself, I still buy and sell within Card Kingdom's economy all the time because of how great it is for me, even as a retailer. I've got some cards that, frankly, they're just paying for. Their buy price is at or higher than kind of the TCG player low, such that it's better for me to just sell to them than to even try to bother with the secondary market. So that's what I recommend. And now I'm going to buy in for gems, keep building up our gold, or rather avoiding depleting our gold. Don't want to fall under our target now that we are over the target. And we'll get into the draft view here. Been thinking about gold cards in the format. I don't think they are that downside of an early pick. We normally talk about gold. If you're gonna take that gold card, you're taking a real penalty because it doesn't go in as many decks. Now, in a traditional 2-color 10-pair format, you are ostensibly 10% to play a gold card you take first pick, right? And that's why it's suggested against. Whereas if you take a single colored card, that's going to go in 40% of the decks, right? 40% have that color. So, but in a format like this, where there's effectively 5 colors, it's still more flexible to take a monocolored card for sure, but not quite as flexible. If you assume that you are going to be in one of the, at least as a baseline, you might be 3+ colors, but at a baseline, you're going to be in a color pair from the set. Well, then you're really 20% to play any gold card you take, and 40% to play a monocolored card. And while that's still in favor of the monocolored, I just wanted to point out that it's not quite as severe a gap as it is when you're talking about a traditional kind of 10 color pair set. So, what is this? 3/3 for 3, that becomes an 8/8. It's got trample 2, echoing equation, 3 blue, choose target creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of it until end of turn. except those creatures aren't legendary if the chosen creature is legendary. Okay, so mostly you're talking about a 3/3 for 3 with trample that has this big upside, and then sometimes you have a game-winning play with the blue side if you get there. I think we can start there. I mean, there's nothing, like I was looking for removal. I don't see any removal or any powerful learn. Like removal and learn is what I was looking for to talk me off of Pugilist, but I didn't see anything in there. Now on that front, the things that jump out at me, let's see, academic probation. These rare lessons are often hyper narrow, and like this, I just don't. I mean, you wouldn't turn down access to this in your sideboard for free, but it's not really a priority. So I'm going to look at something like Prismari Command, Return Pass Caller. These two are both 2-for-1s. And then Hunt for Specimens has been a great learn card for me. Pass Caller is just incredible. So, but Prismari Command is as well and is cheaper. These are both like 2-for-1s, but this one is a, well, 2-for-1 is strong. I mean, 2 damage to any target plus value. Like draw 2, discard 2 isn't quite 2-for-1, but it's good enough that we're going to take it. See if we end up there. We don't have to end up there. Ooh, and then we get another... this has... When we did well with Lorehold, it was because of the Field Historian. That being said... Stormkiln Artist is certainly playable. Spirit Summoning, getting these summonings early is nice. Campuses. GYC likes the campuses. That's fair. These both go with what we started with. I'm going to go with, I think, raw power here, or not even raw power. This is really synergy, right? It's not raw power. That's the wrong way to put it. High power for this deck's plan. So I'm going to take the elephant, and we just took 3 strong cards to start. They don't really match, but that's okay. I'm trying to figure out where this table wants us to be, and then a second elephant kind of helps me understand that. I like an introduction to Prophecy in the board for sure. Cram Session. I didn't think I was going to be playing this. Now I'm actively like, do I need to take this? Is it going to wheel? You know, like I'm willing to, Cram Session seems fine to me now. You just run out of learn cards. People know what's what, and we run out of learn cards. But I think double Quintorius is a plan. Let's do this and see what we can do. Maybe splash this command. Pillar Drop Warden, pretty good in this type of deck. Assistant is as well, because Assistant leaves a card leaves the library when you do this, so you can put a piece of removal on top and make that. But yeah, we can take an Inkling here. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, Inkling makes some sense, but I like the Warden. But you want to get we need to secure some good lessons here. This is not really where we want to be. Neither is this really. I love Pillar Drop and Assistant. I hope one of these comes around, but I do like getting the summoning. Hey, I like this a lot. Pilgrim of the Ages is doing a lot of things this deck wants to do. I would love this campus, but Pilgrim is where it's at. Do this, trade it off, pay 6 mana, get it back, and make a 3/2 spirit, or 4/2, right? And Campus Guide. Somebody pointed out that it's weird that this Campus Guide doesn't get campuses, and it is so true, given that this is so typical that there's some little card that interacts directly with the, the enter the battlefield tap dual of the format. But these don't have a subtype. If these were like land campus, you know that it would, but it's interesting that they decided not to go that direction with those. Masterpiece, if we head towards a Prismari splash, isn't the worst, but we could just take a boring old Stonebound Mentor. It's gold, but it's not particularly good or bad. It's just kind of filler. But, you know, you do get the scry off sometimes too, and that matters. And I'm going to stick to the core thing I'm targeting for here now, which is the Lorehold deck. And looks like we're kind of in the right place. Don't know if Lorehold is the place for this Twin Scroll Shaman, although it does have some combat trick action, which is really where you want to be with power-based combat tricks are nice with the Twin Scroll. But we can take a Pledge Mage, though. This is fine. Now, here's a Biblioplex Assistant I can get behind at this spot in the draft. Eager First Year also plays here. You just want... you want stuff to interact with, and you know, start from scratch is on color. And when this is good, actually, maybe I should just take the start from scratch. It's nice to have this access to artifact destruction in the board. Yeah, I don't have any 2s yet too. That's also fair. Maybe I should just take the 2. All right, I'll take the 2. Good lesson. Be the grown up and take the darn 2. I kind of wanted those other cards though. Here's a learn spell in our colors. I think I'll take it. It's not the best one, but it's still playable. I have when I'm light on learn, I sure do. And now we have a really nice spirit summoning here for us. Really late spirit summoning. And Thrilling Discovery has not been thrilling because I've wanted my lands, so I don't have a lot I want to pitch. Letter of Acceptance is rising fast for me. I think Letter of Acceptance is great if you're 3+ colors and looking to do big stuff late. But we're going to take the Spirit Summoning there. That was a pretty easy one for me. Yeah, the Golem can do some stuff. We'll take the campus here. I don't think we're doing green. Don't think we're doing Star Pupil, but maybe. I've tried not to play that. This is basically Vault Progress. Dragon's Approach isn't really playable. Well, yeah, I mean, blue was open enough that... Well, are we supposed to? Do we just take it and do it again? Cody is a good reason to have that artifact destruction lesson. We can do Cody. We're not really on a good path for it yet, though. I like that we have 2 creature spells in our lessons, but we're not really doing this. But it's early enough, being the beginning of Pack 2, that we can take it and start to build around it more. And it self-splashes, which I really like. I mean, it generates Wooburg, so if you have Cody, you can cast most of your, anything. We'll take Cody and see how it goes. You defend the campus. Again, now I'm trying to look for instants and sorceries that I find exciting. Dark Ritual. Could take just some gemmage here over the Relic Sloth. This would be a gem pick, by the way, but it is rare, so you're like, what are we taking if not that? I guess it's just the Sloth or the Defend or the Dueling Coach. Dueling Coach has not quite got there when I've had it or seen it played against me. I can imagine it getting there in a long enough game, but that's a lot of mana to activate. You like Bury in Books? I'm gonna go old school here and take a gem pick. I'm not impressed with enough of this stuff going on here that I'm not just gonna take a random rare and get some gems out of it. I don't think any of that really mattered, and we'll wheel some of it anyway, probably. So here we can take a Lorehold Campus, the Elemental Summoning, to kind of complete our suite of castable summons. If not that, Practical Research on if we find this blue splash. But a 5-mana Elemental Summoning is nice with Cody. So let's take that. I really would like this Campus, though, and this Pillar Drop. Hopefully, I would love to see Research, Pillar Drop, or Campus Wheel. I have played this a time or two in not even Lorehold decks, but it's like, so this is if this wheels, I would run this in this deck as well. I mean, Cogwork Archivist, 2 tap, make 3/2 tokens, right? Introduction to Annihilation, another reasonable one to throw in the board. We could also finally get a Pillar Drop Warden. I do want one of these. We keep passing them. Don't know how many times we get to pass them and just expect to get one back. And we are taking a lot of lessons without a lot of learn yet. We've really only got the first day of class for learn. So I think I'm going to actually take the Warden because I need more learning anyway. Like, maybe I should take this on the expectation that we will prioritize learning. But Pillar Drop after Cody's down is a really nice situation. I mean, you got to go, it's not after. I mean, Pillar Drop into Cody is nice because then you Cody something and then Pillar Drop it back and keep the Cody thing going. Another gemmable rare, Fervent Mastery, not very good. Stonebound Mentor, well, I'll just take Expel. Humiliate's interesting as well. Faithless Looting, no shame in rare drafting if that's where you're at. If you're up on the edge of your gems and want to take the looting, you can, but we're going to take a card for the deck here. Letter of Acceptance could help end up, like I said, I really have grown to appreciate this card. It could help us eventually cast Masterpiece types cards. Gambit is removal in this type of deck. You're absolutely right. But I think I actually do like the Letter of Acceptance, although we're quite thick at 3. It's true. But I've been liking this card a lot. I'm going to take it and give us a hedge towards casting some third color stuff. Conspiracy Theorist still being here is a little surprising. It's not amazing, but I mean, it's a bear with upside. We're going to take it over this Gambit number 2. That's true. Triggers the elephants. And a pick 8 on color bear, which I'm going to take over the Introduction to Annihilation. We don't have a lot of learn. Oh, we have Pigment Storm too. That's worth a consideration. I kind of just saw that. And it's an expensive and good instant or sorcery, which Cody likes. So I think I will take it over that Apprentice. And all the stuff from our opening pack wheeled anyway, so that we can take a Sloth, another Mentor, the Archivist. I think we can get an Archivist later, but Sloth is okay as a high end here. Storm is really good. Which one? Maybe I misunderstood which one you're talking about there. Defend the Campus is on color. It's best of 3. We'll put it in the board and decide. And then here we get Practical Research. I'm going to take this and continue to look for a little, maybe some land support to get in a touch of blue here. Thrill. We'll take the Thrill and might play it. Access Tunnel seems sketchy, but we'll put it in the board and think about it. Sketchy just because we're trying so much. We're pretty heavy in our color requirements, especially if we're going to try to add any blue. But we found a good lane. Stonebound Mentor here, while again not super exciting to get it second to last pick, suggests we're at least in a good lane. Well, we got a dual land in our colors. We got to rip apart. We're going to take that. Oh no, we're not going to take that. That's my rip apart. I'm going to take Academic Dispute instead, but F you, Wizards. All right, here we go. Another free draft for me. If I want to report it. I don't even like having to go report it. It's a pain. Darn it. Ugh. Hit home and re-enter. Let's try. Hey, good call. Let's get it. Thanks, Mike. Barely got it. That learn card wouldn't have sucked either. It was not a bad second place card there with the learn, but really wanted to get the rip apart. And expel is well and good, but I'm taking the enthusiastic study because we need some learn. I don't know if I'm going to be able to monitor that, David. I'm just going to reimburse as needed. Yeah, I don't know if anybody, what you think about this pick, but I'm taking the learn card. That's how high learn is rising for me. You got to get it. Everybody's onto it. You got to get it. A lot of close stuff here, but we're just going to take Combat Prof. Spirit Summoning Wield Pack 1. Maybe this will come back. But Combat Prof is okay here. Sudden Breakthrough is not a learning card, which makes me a little less interested. Silver Quill Pledge Mage could play. We could just take the commons. I think we take the commons here and continue to potentially support this touch of blue. I think touching on blue for instants and sorceries, if we're going to play Cody, makes some sense to me. Get some powerful ones. And then a shock. Having a, environmental sciences, though. Ooh, we'll take that. I think we take the sciences to help with the blue. But shock, a 1-drop instant or sorcerer is really nice because then you can even Cody a 2-mana, like a Rip Apart, and know you're going to get a shock off of it as well. But I think I'm going to go with environmental sciences. I know Gadan more, like that's why I was thinking of that. Like, we don't have a ton of learn, but I did what I did. And here I'm going to take assistant. Do we have any of those yet? Okay, so this is again solid in this type of deck. We're not looking to splash black at this point, so I'm not going to take the campus. But I'm going to take the assistant and pass this mentor and this thrill. Yeah, I see. Like, could take Introduction to Prophecy, but as observed, we did not really end up with the density of learn we want. We have like a two first day of class and the enthusiastic study. So really, the learning did not come through here, which goes to show you just kind of need to prioritize everything. But it feels like these days, especially the learn. I think we take Introduction to Prophecy anyway, and see it might be something we main deck. And could with like elemental summoning as well. Maybe this is where we get the Archivist. I'm going to take the Archivist. We already have a summoning. Heck, we might want to main deck it, but Archivist with 2 Quintorius is legit. I know this doesn't seem like much, but this with double Quintorius is legit. Oh, good. We got the Academic Dispute. That's great. What a gift. And now we got a couple of 4s to consider, and we do want to do this Magecraft thing, but I think, if anything, we're just playing the effigy. Yeah, I guess this helps with the splash. That's true. And I just think it's a little... I found it underwhelming when we played it, but... We're going to play Infuriate, but if we do that, it's going to be a low-impact Cody flip for the most part. Take Thrilling Discovery and not play that instead. Yeah, I was really surprised to see the Learn card come around, and surprised to see any rare at this point. We'll go ahead and take the rare for gems. Hey, enthusiastic study. I am enthusiastic now about our chances, given that we upped our Learn count by 2 after the wheel in pack 3. That's pretty lucky for us. Nice. Better file this before I forget. I just wanted to mention, with the Open coming up, sealed Strixhaven is going to be a consideration, a concern for people, right? They want to know how to do sealed. I'll start putting sealed in the voting, but also, like, next week we'll probably do a lot of sealed, and I was thinking we could even do... maybe I'll start doing, like, the nice thing about sealed is that it's very, the matches and the experience, you can compartmentalize it into one match. So, like, me building a sealed pool and playing one best of 3 or even, you know, a couple of best of 1s is kind of interesting. So maybe if there's a lot of time, if I'm got a lot of time at the end of an event, we could do some ad hoc MTGA draft sealed and battle each other doing some sealed practice. I don't think there's any reason to... when you got a robust community like this, we really don't need to pay for sealed. I mean, some people want to because maybe you're doing some collection building, but generally sealed is a bad value for limited only type players. So it'd be nice to get some squeeze some sealed value out of the system without having to pay gems or gold. So just planting the seed there for y'all to think about. Now let's see what we're going to do here. So I did prioritize, like, we did take the, didn't I? Where is it? Oh, good. Here it is. I was like, didn't we get an environmental sciences? Yes, you just didn't put it in the board yet, Ryan. And I'm going to put this in the board too, since we have successfully upped our count. I don't think we got this thrill. And we're going to have one island to go fetch, but then it's going to be boom, boom. Let's take a look here. We're 1610 right now. With Cody, we really want to cut creatures, not non-creatures. This Ignis can go. Probably just this effigy. Although we are looking to do the leave graveyard thing again. You know, assistant making 3/2s and pinging is not the worst. I just don't think this is good enough, given what we're looking at. And yeah, I want the letter of acceptance to help with the blue. Then we get 1, 2, 3 inherent, plus every learn spell becomes another source. So really, you know, 4, 5, 6. And then we get one more? 7, right? So really we have a heck of a way, lots of ways to get blue. Yeah, and Cody makes blue itself. 8, good call. So really, you look like you're splashing, but then you take a look and you realize you have like 9 sources. It's like, oh, that's quite the splash. And that's the power of just the single environmental studies and some learn in your deck. So one final cut. I do kind of want it to be a critter, maybe just one of these Stonebound Mentors as a bit whatever. But we also need critters for the enthusiast. You know, but yeah, something's got to give. I really want to run the Archivist with a double elephant. The Sloth seems too good. I think it is just one of these Stonebound Mentors. We got a lot we're doing on 3 anyway. Your first year is a bit whatever too, but we're pretty low on early plays. I'm still gonna even play the Dispute. I mean, target creature blocks this turn if able. Basically, it's adding 1 red mana onto any of our learn spells or any of our lessons. Oh, I thought that would work. Oh, it's type actually, isn't it? There we go. So with these 5 lessons, I think it's worth it just to, yeah, I'd pay 3 mana to go find my splash or whatever. So if you can get value out of it, great. But even just being a lesson and being able to select from these 5 cards is worth it to me. Oh yeah, there's a little visual bug here. None of these cards do anything. How am I supposed to win with a bunch of 0/0 vanillas for 2 and a black? We're gonna make do. All right, let's. I don't know if anybody's redeemed bling. Yeah, it doesn't get much more do nothing than this, huh? And I think a little more red is correct over a little more white, just because of the early red. So yeah, it looks good. 7 plains, 1 island, 8 mountains. Hello? Oh my word. Oh, go home, Arena, you're drunk. Oh, great. That's just what we wanted, right? Boy. All right. Let's see how fast I can figure out what we kept in and what we didn't. All right, trying again to fix our lands. Last chance at bling. I guess it's my choice today. And let's go... Thuros. All right, more visual bugs, but looks good. Let's put Cody back in the slot, and what's the joke today? Elephant in the room. Actually, here, maybe we'll do this. Double Quint is our poster child today. It's a little risky, but Cody, we're going to try it out and continue. Great God is concerned that this is not a Cody deck, and it's not the best Cody deck, but you really don't need that much if you're patient. And I guess one of the questions to ask yourself is, do you have any tools to actually get rid of Cody if you need to? And that's where we're a little, none of our lessons actually remove Cody if we need to. So it's possible that this is wrong, But I do believe that the, you know, just Pigment Storm research, like doubling up on stuff is still powerful enough that I want to give it a try. But I hear you, Great God. This is not the best Cody deck, and maybe it shouldn't be in, but I am enamored enough with the card to try it out, and we'll see what we learn, okay? Bat Meme doesn't like the Pokemon lands. I think they're cool. I think Sam Burley did great work with these. Now, whether it qualifies technically as a land in your world or not, I don't know. But that's just some cool art. And it really strongly communicates the colors involved. I like that as well. All right, a little slow here, but we get commons on 2, letter on 3, sloth on 4. Let's try that. There's a Cody for us to decide. Right now it's a blank, right? This is what Great God was worried about. Cody does nothing with his hand. But if we dump this hand and then drop Cody, every instant or sorcery, if we get some instants or sorceries, it becomes immediately amazing. Whew, interesting. So, do we have anything that triggers that yet? No, so right now we're going to hold on Quint and just try to power out the Relic Sloth. And I am going to stick to the plan of letter into 5-drop. And then basically we take a turn off here on 3. We don't really impact the board in terms of combat. But then we get to go 5 into double 3, which we have at very least Stonebound Mentor and Pledge Mage. That's if we find another land, but I'm going to figure we're likely to. Oh, yeah, let me get over here too. Thanks, gang. All right, there's our other land we're going to need to double 3 on turn 5. But right now we're just going to Relic Sloth and see if we can't make it hard on them. All right, still no spell action for Cody. That's unfortunate. One thing that makes Cody good, even with a little bit of learn, is that it triggers for both your learn spell and the spell you go get to cast with it. So that's another reason Cody can play in a deck that has more permanence than you think if you do have enough learning going on. Oh, sorry, I missed a meme. Hey, look, it's on my buttons. Oh, wait. It's not properly mapped. Hey, how did that get messed up? Well, I'm going to do it over here then. Where'd it go? Oh, no. Now I can't do it right now. Hold on. All right, we're going to pass on that for the moment and double spell. Then I'll figure it out. Play turn first. What stream do you think you're watching? Where did it even go? Oh, there it is.
All right, everyone. Chill.
All right, Pilgrim is nice with Quint. But unfortunately, we can't 2-spell it. We can go Pilgrim, though, which I'm going to start with. Although they're stuck on land, we could like make them have it. I guess I should start with thinking through my attacks here anyway. What are we willing to give up? I'm willing to 2-for-1 for the Sloth, trade for either of these two. Basically, I'm willing to trade all these, so we're going to send in and then decide what to cast after combat. They could double block the Pledge Mage. That would be a 1-for-1. I'm okay with that. One of these Kelpies dead is good here. Uh-oh. Do they have -4? That would be bad. Oh, that's not a... Oh, maybe so. Let's see. Let's see what they got. Yep. Very nice play from Oppo. That's going to hurt. It's like a 2-for-1 for them instead of a 2-for-1 for us. Gonna go ahead and drop the Pilgrim, and because I'm totally willing to trade it for anything if they send their Historian or whatever. Don't want to play Cody yet though, because I do want to drop the Field Historian. Mike just likes playing the Quint now. I'm playing the Pilgrim because I hope they offer an attack, and I can trade it off ahead of the Quint. I mean, effectively, it says they won't attack, so it's like it holds off the team nicely without risking Quint. It's a lot of mana for someone stuck on 4. Thanks to these Kelpies. And what's that going to do? It gets some interesting stuff back. Not devastating, but interesting. We have the commons, and we have this plains. I think we can crack the letter now. Interesting. So we have... we can go... First day of class, Quint. Well, we didn't even have a double spell chance, though, right? This looks good. And what do we want? We want to get our big spell so we can start codying. Let's take a summoning. I think all learn cards are pretty darn playable. I've come down all the way to the bottom on learn cards, and look what it's doing. We got a great spell, and we're getting a 3/5 hasty Quintorius. Looks like it is safe to attack here and here. But really, this just gets a... if we don't attack with 2, the Warden gets to block 1. So we attack with 2 or 0, 2+ or 0. And these block the Kelpie Guides. This trades off with anything. So I like sending these 2. Mike says we need blockers. That's why I'm leaving these 2 back. I mean, this we can't block. These are 2 powered. I suppose they could remove this and then get us for 6 as we trade off 1. Yeah, they have a good crack, but it's not... I'm going to risk it. We got to get them dead too, right? Brian says stay back. I guess they have a lot of cards, but they can't really... You say 17 to 14 isn't worth it. I admit that it's not a lot, but you still got to get damage done in these games. I don't even like blocking with Quint. All right, I'm going to stay back and be a little bit conservative here. It was close, though. It's very on the edge there, I think. You got to get your damage in while you can. All right, so now combat, we can go, we got to get combat prof out so that we're stonewalling the trickster, I think. Then we can look at potentially assistant getting back a learn spell. We'll see. Doing a bunch of stuff before we try to take over with Cody, basically. We would have been dead if we had attacked? Yeah, maybe. No, we wouldn't have been dead. That's not true. I don't think that's true. Oh, okay, sure. Anyway, let's go. Does it give? It does give vigilance. Trouble is, we don't really still have anything that can make it through Warden, so it doesn't even matter. Could go Cody here, knowing that we have elemental summoning. Maybe we have to do that and just hope to start getting Cody value. Yeah, let's do it. I was hoping to get the assistant and another spell in our hand first, but summoning doubled next turn is fine. Big 7 coming. You can smell it. All right, let's see what we find. That's all we got. Enthusiastic Study can be cast, and we can go learn. Let's put this on the prof. We can send the prof in. I don't think we're doing anything on the ground. Yeah, let's send the prof. And summoning? Prophecy? Do we just want to dig into our own deck? What do we get at 2 mana for a summoning? We get Academic Dispute, we get Rip Apart. Rip Apart would be a nice find. Yeah, I like summoning, knowing that we can also find Rip Apart off of that one. Prophecy or Inkling both made some sense. I can do Inkling right now, but it doesn't trigger with Cody. I'm going to be greedy enough to try to trigger Cody here. We really want to get that removal spell. Inkling summoning as a removal spell, much better than it as just a 2-1. Uh-oh. That's going to end the game quickly. Not liking our chances now. Although they're at 11, we could maybe find a sneaky way to win here, but we're on a 2-turn clock now, so unfortunately, even the summoning is, I guess the summoning could find us a different learn spell, but this is all not great. All right, so can we force a block in a way that matters? That's the trouble. Like, you got this forced block, but I don't know if it actually matters is the problem. Make it block what? 3/5 on first strike. That's going to get to 4. That's close. Yeah, this gets to, but the beginning of combat, this is going to get 3. Well, we got to have this thing block. Prof on the Pledge Mage. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was a misclick. I was at 0 hourglasses, gang. My fault. My fault. We're going to get him in the next 2. Saw it in time, but couldn't act on it in time with the... saw it too late is really what I'm saying. Darn it, we had a line. Yes, Professor Boosting Pledge Mage works, but I didn't quite put it together in time to execute. But my bad for... Probably goes back to me wasting time earlier to mess with memes and then failing to have the clock to execute that. All comes down to part of the drawback of streaming. This maybe is a game I could have found a way to stabilize on. We were in trouble there anyway, but I could have stabilized. I bet I would have stabilized if I wasn't streaming. But it's I just wear away my hourglasses. But let's. We're still going to try Cody. The Cody question mark has already been raised, but I think Cody actually was fine there. It was me that wasn't. And we want this in. I mean, they're making 4/4s at the top end, but I don't think this is what we want to pull into the deck. Not a lot of maneuvering room here if you don't want the defend in this sideboard. Or at the effigy. Since we literally only saw the 4/4 tokens as the only target for that, I don't think I like it. Yeah, like I said, I didn't actually work through how dead we were, Mike, but just the UI punt being what it was, I don't think we were winning that one anyway. Mike says we literally weren't. I don't think this tunnel belongs in this deck. If we're doing Cody, we need the blue splash. We need those spells that blue offers the deck. And we can keep this thanks to Learn. These seem so unimpressive, but they're going to get us our mana fixed, so I like keeping. And I might play Academic Dispute on an opposing creature just to learn and find our find the land we want to find. Now we have Prismari Command on 3, so there's that. Just trying to figure out now whether we want to run Dispute or Class before we untap, or whether we want to actually use them for their intended purpose later. But really, both of these are about to learn more than anything else. I'm going to hold. The Prismari Command means we can treasure and kill and play Combat Professor after, and then have Academic Dispute to hopefully make something, have the Professor eat something. So that's what I'm going to do. Could also discard and draw. That might just find us the lands anyway. That could be the thing to do. Well, they're 2/2 plus us getting a treasure, or it's the other mode that makes it worth it to me. So I'm definitely going to do it, and we're going to deal 2 damage, but then I'm trying to figure out if we just want to get the treasure for a one-shot color burst, or we can just double rummage, or it's not even rummage, double loot, and probably just have a good chance at finding a natural plains. Yeah, I'm going to go with the loot. There's the planes we want. There's the Cody that's actually going to work okay with this other stuff. But we got to ditch 2 of these. I'm going to ditch First Day. Oh, man. First Day and Pillar Drop? That was tough. But with these cards, I like going Plains, Prof, and then Cody, Pigment Storm, Dispute. That was a really tough choice there. Yeah, Hat. I mean, I ended up pitching the Warden, but that was the thing. Obviously, like, maybe I was just supposed to ditch the Professor. And now with Pillar Drop Warden, that seems like ditching the Professor could be not the worst. This is going to be a 3/3, and unfortunately none of these are affected by the dispute. So yeah, we're just going to Cody now and try to get going with that. And it's got Vigilance. I'll put him to the test. It's free. If we had that shock, this could be a real threat. If Cody lives, yeah, Pigment Storm next turn ought to be just fine. Although, watch out. Watch out for Rutha. Might have to go for Rutha. Let's see. Keeping a lot of mana open. So, a little worried about that. That's true. We do need land. But so we didn't quite get there on Codying Pigment Storm this turn. I guess we can still Academic Dispute and then learn and cast the Learn spell with Cody for some potential damage. In fact, we have that 3 damage spell. I think I'm going to go force this to block. Take the action. And I know we could get environmental sciences for the land, but I kind of want to go for the 3-drop flyer that's going to have a good shot at getting us the removal spell. I'm going to go for the removal. It might be the only one it can get, even. I guess it can get... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I needed to get the other one. Boy, I'm not playing very well here. Value Town for Oppo. As I clunk my way through all this, making mistakes left and right here today. Sorry. It happens. In my head, this was white-red. I saw red-white and thought we had it, but that was the other one. Letter is a permanent, and Cody doesn't let you do that. That's the drawback. Cody actually has a drawback. You might not know this, but turns out. So now completely screwed that up. So what's the plan? The trouble is now we have to go Combat Professor, attack, and then still do the summoning and hope that we find the removal off the Inkling and kill the Warden at least. That's the plan. All right, I've been screwing this up all over. Can we get a little help here and just find the find the 3 damage and get rid of that Warden at least? There it is. Expel we can use on our own Cody if we have to. But if we get a land, hopefully we don't have to, and we do a Pigment Storm here. Oh, come on, deck. Come on. So, do we have to expel our own Cody? I'm going to say no. I'm going to give it another turn. We should get in for 5, right? I mean, I don't know. What are we leaving back? Are we threatening to block Professor and Cody? I guess we could threaten to block with Cody, and then it gets rid of Cody. Expel and block with Cody, expel, and I don't think we copy anything. There's nothing to copy. No. That's not what we're trying to do. A lot of mana here. This is no guarantee. But we'll take it. Cody super medium this game, but partly because we just got stuck on lands. If we'd found lands, it would have gone a lot better. Now we can enthusiastic study on defense, trade off a token and a study for a 4/4. And I like letter here though. We just need mana, so let's get on it. Yeah, I think we do swing for 5. You're right, Tron. I mean, we gotta try to win this race somehow. I don't like our chances here. We got all this open mana. We got a busted Rutha active that we can't do anything about right now. Hopefully they go shields down and we can Pigment Storm their Rutha, but we're just gonna lose to Rutha here if we don't get an answer going. Just so. I mean, she's just a value machine, right? So I could be all tilty, but it's just like that's what the card does, and we don't have removal for it, so we're just going to lose to it. And the thing is, the thing that's so brutal about Rutha is that summoning sickness doesn't phase her a bit. Yes, she's out there and sick, but with all this mana, with 4 mana, Oppo could easily copy another 2 mana -4 spell or whatever. It's just really rough. So do we try? I mean, if Rutha doesn't have specifically a 2 mana spell to copy, we can kill it. I think we gotta try to kill. Might not work, but like, we're not going to beat this card, and it's not going to get any easier, I don't think. Yeah, it's true. We could go to second main. Yeah, it snap went through, so let's try it. All right, now we got a Pilgrim that could get us to a 4th mana, which could lead to Pledge Mage Pilgrim. I like Pledge Mage Pilgrim. Pledge Mage should scare off the 2/1s, and Pledge Mage plus Pilgrim is a double block we would consider on the 4/4. Yeah, Clock does give good blocks. I want to get the Pilgrim going, I think, especially with a Field Historian in hand. But if you just wanted the Archivist, that's fine as well. One benefit of this play is that it gives us, if they have one piece of removal, we still have good blocks. Yeah, this isn't great for me either, but I'll get on it. We got this whole thing.
Mitchell on the emphatic rejection.
That is what I mean. I'm glad to at least have had, like, if we had gone for the Archivist, we'd have no blocks here. This one's spinning out of reach, though. I really don't see how we get there from here at 4 life with this board. It's just over, gang. Yeah, there's nothing we can even play. Good deck, Oppo. We just got wrecked. I certainly didn't help with some of my missteps and misplays, but we just got rolled regardless of all that. In a sense, free lessons, right? I like to say free lessons when I make a mistake and win anyway. But making a mistake and losing a game you were gonna lose anyway is a sadder kind of free lesson as well. All right, I'm sticking with the Cody. We're gonna see how it feels in this medium synergy deck for it. So far it's felt okay. It has not been the problem here. I hear you, Scott. Doing some science, though. I'm willing to do some Cody science, even if it's ill-advised. I got to mulligan this, though. And we'll keep this. Okay, so here's how greedy am I? We are... I missed it. Are we on the... Player the draw? I'm going to ditch a mountain, though. I'm going to be greedy. I think we're on the draw. Yeah. Generally, when I mulligan into a fairly low curve hand and have 3 lands of both colors, I'm going to ditch the extra land. Oh my god!
Why are there so many?
Well, Academic Dispute is interesting. Pledge Mage and Mentor both with Academic Dispute just kind of eat a Befuddler. Pledge Mage needs help to be more powerful. I'm just going to go with the Mentor. Mike says Pledge Mage and hold. I'm going to go with Mentor and hold, although I suppose this first gets us most value out of the spells we do intend to use. Yeah, right, but First Strike, a 3/3 and a First Strike do the same job against a Befuddler, yes? So I'll do this one, but I think it's 6 half dozen, you know, whatever. Very similar. But this has more chance of getting something better than a Befuddler, right? Like we could, if they play a 3 toughness creature, we can Academic Dispute, get 3 points of first strike, and force them to block. So, still good. And I say no attacks. A little nerve-wracking to go try to do dispute shenanigans into such open mana. But I'm going to... and also that my trouble is it precludes anything else. Like we cast this, I guess we can go get our land... We can do this and get our land spell. Yeah, let's do that. I'm in for that, sure. Because I want to get our blue and make sure we get that all worked out. Sure, it even has reach. But I'm going to get environmental sciences. Now, this says must block this turn each if able. So if I attack with the first year, it gives them a trade option that I don't want to give them. So just gonna go with the Pledge Mage. Save the trigger for next turn. But then I don't get to cast anything this turn. I think we have to cast this. Well, if we get extra mana, I mean, who knows what we draw? I'm gonna do this. I don't think we wait. Yeah, it's a little sad to miss the trigger, but I like spending my mana more. Might even need a second red, but we should get blue while we can. Yeah, Mike Just Warden was another line I was considering, but ended up going for the kill there. This isn't going to trigger our stuff, but we can double spell at least. Yeah, I think the Warden line would have been better in retrospect. Hey, Shaman, how you doing? That seems like a future expulsion. But we're going to go ahead and Quintorius, hope it lives. We could go field drop, pillar drop, I mean, but that would just set it's still, no matter what order we do these in, it's a couple turns away before we can activate pillar drop and trigger Quintorius. So let's go ahead and I'll play the more expensive one then, because we have 6 mana. Next turn, if we draw a basic, we can do Warden Expel.
Why are there so many?
Well, I got an opponent who's playing 2 Barog Befuddlers and not casting them at instant speed. Hope we can get them. No blocks. We're going to expel that. Try anyway. They got mana, but we do get our 2 spell turn. X spell and red spell. Let's start with the X spell. Did I do this one right?
Expelled! Expelled! Expelled!
I don't hold expel when there's a 6/6. I mean, that thing was a real problem for us. It was a 2-for-1. I guess maybe it's a 1-for-1 if we block and they don't have anything, but seemed risky to try and hold expel there. Don't you counter my warden. Yeah, I should. I'm continuing to play pretty loose today, but I'm going to send in the Pledge Mage. They can block however they want there, and then we send the Mentor as well. To get the Mentor, they have to put 2 on it. They could 1-for-1 for the first year, but I'll send the Mentor. I'll send these 2. I'll do that. I'm not going to send the first year. I don't want to just offer it for the Befuddler. But maybe that would be okay. We'd be okay with that trade, I suppose. But I was thinking I didn't want to make that offer, but maybe it's fine. And yeah, should have made this attack with Pill Drop Warden in hand and 4 mana up. It's just scarier for any opponent. You say it's done its job, but that's not a reason to just trade it off because it's done some good work. I mean, it may have been correct, but it's done its job, and what if it can do more of a job? Oppo on the 4-color non-red. Green, black, green, what is it? Green, blue? Splashing black and white. Weird splash, though. What's up, Cody? Cody getting back. I might even get Dispute so we can get the bigger spell out of the board. But I do think we start doing this now. We play Cody, and at end of turn, we're going to get something with the Warden and create a token with the Historian. And do we have attacks here? Not really. So I'm going to play Cody and pass. Oh, Warden is sorcery speed. Okay, good point. So then let's get it. I don't have any swings here, so I'm just going to get the Warden. And what do we get back? Again, I'm going to get Academic Dispute so that we can learn. Oh yeah, Pump from Dispute, sure. But, yeah, I guess we do want to play that. It's true. And we can make this block? Yeah, let's do that. Well, Cody's going to get our next spell. We didn't want Cody for Academic Dispute anyway. We want Cody for summoning. I'll send this to. They can put all 3 on the Pledge Mage to get it, and we'll trade 1 for 1. This is fine. I'm just not putting the 2/4 at risk at all, no. Because this doesn't say... I've made it have to block, but it doesn't have to block this. It can block anything. If I send in the Historian, they can go 3, 1, 2, 3 and 2 on the Historian. No, it's a tricky one because they don't all work like that. Often it says, you know, must block. You know, it gives them a lot of flexibility, so you got to be careful with it. If you attack with multiples, it gives them flexibility. That's no big deal. And Cody is going to get on it here. Let's see. We got some various options. You had waited on Dispute to get 3x Magecraft triggers next turn. That's true. That's fair. Although we did get some work done. You know, we were able to take out the Dissector there. But let's Cody this up. And we will indeed rip apart this Servin. I think Dissector was sorcery. Yeah, that was my memory. I didn't read, honestly, but for once my memory checked out. And we can actually attack with Quintorian here. There's no... they're tapped out and they don't have the toughness or the power to kill it, so... They do have white, it's true. We could be risking, what, Cody? They might... Are you saying they might expel Cody? That might be good for us at this point anyway. Yeah, we're going to cash in the letter, but we can wait until their end step to do that. Crack the letter. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All sorts of perfect. Let's start with practical research, though. Oppo's deck looks like a bit of a mess, honestly. But we'll see what we can do to still get there. I'm just going to decline and discard lands here. And we can cast this. I guess we go... Oh yeah, Cody says I can't cast Combat Prof, but we can go ahead and send in an Enthusiastic Study on blocks. See where the most trample damage would happen? How about see where the most board control would happen? Next turn, we're going to first day of class without Cody, find one of our spell creatures, and then cast the spell creature with Cody. Okay, well, we got to cast this turn anyway. Let's go ahead and throw this on the 4/4 and trample over, have this actually do some damage. And then, yeah, let's get a flyer summoning. Maybe I'll even just play first day of class now, and we can get that other one as well. Which maybe thinks, maybe I'll wait. We can do this and this next turn. Let's wait. Yeah, we'll wait. It should give us the win next turn. Coming up, Mill House. So we'll go Cody, Pigment Storm, the Flyer, and just win? Or just whatever. Both of these win. I can do either one and it wins. They're out of cards, and both of these have 1 toughness, so it was simply a matter of firing off the Pigment in either direction. I guess I gave myself more clicks there, but the result was the same. Okay. Got a game on 4-color pile here. Blue-green questionables. This is an oppo I would like to bring into limited boot camp. I bet we could help out Muji Sounds with some rules of thumb and heuristics that would help avoid some of the problems I see with this deck. Primarily, like, Leech Fanatic is a medium card even in heavy black. I play it, especially if you have lifelink or, you know, life gain synergies, but like, you should not be splashing bears, right? You need to, there's some really rough choices in Oppo's deck, and I bet if they hung out with us, we could whip them into shape. We passed the shock. What did we take over shock? It was super close. It was shock versus something. Darn it, I can't remember. Maybe it was some sort of, it was some lesson or something. Sciences? Yeah, I think that sounds right. I think sciences is what, I think I've decided we needed a sciences. Okay. Defend the Campus could play. We saw some, like, Leyline of Invocation would be big, but I didn't see quite enough to justify bringing it in for 1. I think we just run this back. Have I found a 2 to 3 color combo that seems more favorable than others? There's a lot of opinions from the community. I don't have a solid one yet. So far, I've been just trying to find the open lane and been pretty happy with wherever that takes me. We could keep this and first day of class just to get a lesson that gives us a summoning spell on 3. This seems too rough, though. There's just not enough going on here. Like, if one of these mountains were a plains or something, like, if we happen to have all 3 of our colors, like, maybe I would keep, but I think we send this back. All right, so we're going to keep this and ditch a mountain, and it's maybe a little better, but not much. Love to find something to do on 2 besides first day of class. Didn't find it. I think I'm going to hold, and we have Pilgrim into Stonebound, and don't. Although doing this could just get us effectively our plan to get blue, which we can still figure out and do at the end of their turn. There's no need to do it now. It's possible we decide, oh, geez, we actually need to go get a more ground support or something. I don't know what could happen there to make me change that plan, but oh, it's absolutely better late game, but you also don't mess around and fail to get the stuff you need to execute the plan you have. We have Prismari Command and no blue. Oppo hasn't added to the board. I am going to take Oppo's slow kind of start and do this. and get the environmental sciences so that we can have a slowish start too and find our stuff. But I am going to go for just raw power here. Next turn we can do Pilgrim and find our land drop if we miss it. Tron likes the Pilgrim here. I like going with the biggest thing we have, and then next turn we get at the very least a Plains to play. And then potentially after that, Enthusiastic Study, or Environmental Sciences into Enthusiastic Study on turn 5. I don't know what Oppo has to get in lessons if there's if they have 50 plus cards in their main deck. Do they do a rummage? Looks like they rummaged. We did not find a land, so we will go ahead and Pilgrim here. I mean, we were going to do that anyway, but it's nice that Pilgrim gets us a land to play. One forest is causing a pause. What could that be? What do we got for one green instance around these parts? Veil, good call. Can you play Veil on opposing creatures? Let's see. Target creature you control, so it can't be Veil. Yeah, is that instant? Is the trample charged through an instant? Oh yeah, it is. So it's probably charged through. That's just such a weird thing to have instant, but I suppose it makes sense. Sudden trample. Sudden trample is a reasonable combat trick. Oppo almost certainly should have cycled that card on one of our creatures there. I don't know if there's a pump spell for one. Oh yeah, there is the draft, right? The uncommon pump spell is probably a possibility there as well. We're gonna... well, we have two choices. We could just Pigment Storm for big smacks. But Prismari Command actually does something here. So we could get Environmental Science... oh, I already played a land, though. So I've basically decided for us. We're going to go ahead and Storm. Oh, yeah, sorry. No, I was thinking it was the... I think all these wards are the damage-based one. You know, like deal some damage. So we can't do that. So we'll go find Environmental Sciences looking for our island. But we'll send in an attack, and Enthusiastic Study wins combat with a Mentor, and we don't care if the Pilgrim trades anyway. Oh, perfect. This is going to be very painful for Oppo. And we're going to get our big summon. Fetch our island and be in really nice shape to take the match. Not guaranteed, but in nice shape. Yeah, just Pigment Storm on the 4/3 is fine here. Yeah, this is where Cody would look pretty good, huh? But I'm going to go with Pigment Storm, crack in. We know that this is the trample, or we think it is. It could be the draft, in which case it's still not big enough to save it. If it's the draft, they can play it on the token here and trade for the Mentor. Now it looks like maybe it's the draft. Or they're just going for damage prevention, which is fine too. Oh, really? Draft is 2. I thought it was 1. Are you sure? I think it's 1. I call. Haha, I was right and Mike was wrong. It happens sometimes. This is great. We're just gonna... We could loot, but I love our hand, so I'm just gonna deal 2, make a treasure, and be happy with this result. Yeah, Pigment Storm on top becomes tough to beat, right? Funny, I'm going to keep it on top. Redundant, you know. This might have come up. One of the cards that's come up the most for me. I saw it and thought it was whatever. I'll play it sometimes. Now I actively want this card in most of my decks. Like 1 copy at least. Yeah, redundancy isn't a non-bow, it's just redundancy. Alright, well, that was a lot easier. Oppo, we could help you out, I think. You're making a lot of new player mistakes. You're just my type of audience. I wish you could find us and we would help show you the way. Right? Oh man, top deck removal. It just seems like, oh, but you don't draw a card. You just put it on top. It's not actually card advantage. Card quality matters, especially late game, knowing you're drawing actual removal and not just a blank. Yeah, I'm sticking with Cody all the way through here. Cody is not at its best in this deck, but I think it's still good enough. All right, this is actually pretty good if we can get just 1 more land. Eager first year plus these enthusiastic studies on 1 more land will be fine. If it's the Plaza, that would be unfortunate, but I basically take any land in this deck, not the Plaza. Plaza incoming, of course. That's what I meant, by the way. It's Archway Commons, but yes, this is exactly the card I meant. Classic. It's all right. We can still academic dispute on turn 3 if they don't play us anything good, or if they, they play something that can't trade.
Well, Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet.
That one was from Hat. Andrew Dice Clay is not a particularly admirable human being, but that's kind of the point. All right, well, we got this study. They've kind of got a free block. Let's see if they take it. This is an instant. But it doesn't give us... I guess it does give us power. We can cast this and make the Dina block. And actually just play the commons this turn, right? So I like that. Target creature blocks this turn if able. Yeah, let's do it. And then we probably want... We have our commons. We don't really need the sciences. We're going to have 5 mana eventually. Let's just get big summon. Science is to get both creatures. That's true. If they double block, we could get them that way. That's an interesting line. Yeah, all right. Let's do that. Little slight change of plans here, but I like it. Means the eye twitch can't block without paying a price. Not bad for a first year. And they get to learn, so whether it's a 2 for 1, a 1 for 1, or whatever for a half, it's all pretty fuzzy in the world of lessons and learning, but I like that line. Good call. It does put us off of like next turn is a little rough, although we probably just run out basics with study historian and save the commons for later. Although not like we have much to study. What we need is action. Something a 4-drop or less creature would be nice. Might just be going commons nothing. Take some damage. But they're low on cards with some fairly low impact cards out here, so hopefully we can get up a defense soon enough. These studies are going to can find us our own Inkling, for example, so we can trade in the air. I would recommend not paying the 2 life oppo. What are you doing, Sid? Sid had an emergency bio break. Need to squirt some ink. Sid the squid, see? Could be disconnected, yeah. Feels like a disconnection or some sort of... Oops. I don't think they're in the tank, at any rate. All right. Yep, just commons. And hope the elephant survives. And play the island they know about. And yeah, drop the historian. This has the drawback of, if they can... They got a lot of cards. Well, not a lot of cards. They got 2 cards. They didn't play anything. And we haven't put anything out. It suggests they have removal. I'm kind of expecting this. Expecting dead elephant here. If it lives, awesome. If not, we will find a way. All right, this is kind of interesting. Trouble is, we really need to enthusiastic study to find the flyer to block the double air. I could Pigment Storm this turn. Blood Researcher is also a problem, though. It's got Menace, so if we Pilgrim here, we are basically planning to study on defense. And then we're going to 6 because they get to fly over and get us. But then we get to find our flyer blocker. And Pigment Storm plus flyer blocker does deal with the 2 flyers. So this works. And I'm going to go ahead and get and play the planes. Might as well. We are dead to removal, essentially, but they clearly don't have it in hand or they would have already used it, so at least they'd have to be top decking for that. Now, they put it... No doubt they have removal in their deck, and it's in the deck for exactly the reason to draw and have it be good, but they do, I think, have to draw it. One, two, three, four, five, six. Next turn, we're going to have 7 mana. That's just something to think about. Going to give one of their creatures trample so that if they have removal, it's not a blowout with them for them to destroy one of our creatures. Again, it's unlikely. It seems like if they had removal, they would have used it, but we are going to do this. I guess I should put it on a flyer, but the thing is they're never going to kill their own creature. That's why I'm targeting it. Or if they decide to, great. I'm okay turning Enthusiastic Study into a removal spell. Gotta get the Inkling summoning, though. Alright, alright. Do we have any discarding? Not really. So we can't... Well, we can... let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got a summon, then we have 2 left over, so that'll either be Enthusiastic Study or Theorist. Probably just the Theorist. Because doesn't this let us cast... No, not really. It has to be part of attacks, but we could do it potentially with the study next turn. But I think since study does not save this in a blocking situation up top, we should just play this theorist out. What we need is one of these to block here and then Pigment Storm to take out the other, and then we're not just straight dead to flyers, but we're in a very up against it spot here. Who earns? Mostly dead?
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
How can we possibly win now? How does this work? Pigment Storm plus Study? How does that even work? Wait. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess it's all we've got. So yeah, we go Pigment Storm. Do we have all the mana we need? Yeah, I think we just have it if this is a blank. And so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, all right. Well, they're pausing. What do you think it means? What is this? Well, did that just get us? Darn it. We had a line. We're still going to attack and see what we can do. Well, we're dead if they don't block both. Let's just make him do it. And we're going to decline this because we need our mana. Oh my gosh, did we get there anyway? Maybe? No, it's still not good enough. Because they took away our trample, that's right. Well, still do this. See what happens. Looks. They had one spell, and it was good enough. Wow, I can't. Wow, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Come on. I don't know, it looks like a medium deck from Oppo, but our deck is pretty medium too. It's the battle of the mediums. Really, our only sideboard choice is whether or not a deck is worth to defend the campus, and while this is likely to have some big stuff, we certainly didn't see any of it. Right? So I'm inclined to just run it back. Oh yeah, that card's not bad. It was just like, really? You get it, like, they just top decked us at the right time. Yeah, we'll keep it on the strength of a 3-4, but this is not a great 4. Not a great hand, but I'm going to keep. We could easily just flood out and lose from here. It's a big part of our range of outcomes. We hope the value will come. Rescotto. I fear that what will come is more lands and then we're just not doing anything. That's just perfect draw, though. Perfect draw. Any 2-drop that we are happy to cast is a perfect draw there. And letter is interesting, but I'm going to go Pilgrim. Let's get attackers. Oh, and then I did not do that. I looked at chat and did a different move. A little bit punished for it, too. I'm going to Pilgrim. I should have Pilgrim and then played the Plains, but still going to do this. And I will snap double block if that Honor Troll comes in. Yeah, maybe it does something to win combat and 2-for-1 us or something, but then we have a Pilgrim in the graveyard, and that's okay. And here's the flood I was worried about. I mean, it's just going to happen when you keep 5 landers. It's just likely to be one of the things you're facing. So there you go. We do have some looting. You know, if we get the Prismari command, we can get rid of some of these. You say crack for a card. It does take us off of our blue source if we do that. But I suppose in this spot, we need to find some more immediate action. I just know if I crack this, we're going to draw like the Prismari, the Prismari command. But yeah, I think you're right, Mike. We can't sit here, so I will go ahead and crack it. Ideal draw would be a lesson that we can learn, play the elephant, and then assistant it back. That's the idea. And here we are. And I said I would snap block last time. They didn't attack into this last time. They are attacking into this time. Maybe they're willing to because they have the lifelink now. Maybe they drew something. Either way, I am going to try and make the trade. It's, I guess, possible they don't have... Yeah, whatever. I'm going to try. Sure it does, Gadanmore, but it's okay. We give up a first year and we put a Pilgrim in the graveyard where we want it. It's fine. I like getting the trick out of their hand. give it, and then sometimes they just don't have it and you're really happy, right? That's great. This, less great, and there's that blue card I knew was going to show up as soon as we gave up on our letter. But I'm going to play the Field Historian. We'll take a smack, try to survive it, and then we can Pilgrim or Biblioplex. Right now we don't have anything to Biblioplex, but if we draw like a Eager Learning or whatever, the +3/+1 Learn spell, we could play that. All right, now we have a 2-spell potential in Pledge Mage and Assistant, but nothing to get with the Assistant. And we can return Pilgrim as a surprise 4-power, or we can make a surprise 4-power blocker, which might get them. I don't know, they're probably paying attention, but I'm going to hold here and bring back the Pilgrim and see if they're paying attention. We're just so close on this. If we just find any of our 4 learn spells, we can get the Environmental Sciences, find the blue, fire this off, play the Assistant, get value back. Like, the hand is very close to exploding. We just need 1 learn. Not sure what they're thinking about, maybe what they can attack with given the Pilgrim. All right, they're going to go with that, so we're going to go ahead and bring this back now, get some value before we lose our elephant. And have 9 points coming at us. No joke. Commons, let's see, can we do with that? We have 7. If we play the commons, we have 6, which still gives us Pilgrim and Pledge Mage, so that's cool. Let's do that. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't attack there. I feel like we got let off the hook by Sid the Squid big time. I don't know why they didn't attack. I feel like that's a significant punt from Oppo in terms of not pressuring us. I'm not sure what they were worried about. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next turn we have 9 mana. We can go Practical Research and rebuy it. That's pretty good. Just a small splash. We've got the Practical Research and the red-blue command. But we also have Cody, which is why I really wanted to make sure we played those. Our spell density is a little low for running Cody, but wanted to try it. So this is interesting. Screams nonsense, but I feel like I guess they could even have is that plus, team gets pumped as well, although even that would still work here, right? Like if we did this. We can chump with the Pilgrim, that's the other option. I'm thinking of just trying to kill the Researcher, that's all. But we would at least chump with the Pilgrim, yes, but this... Or even, yeah, we could even go... We could let... I'm trying to... Do we need to try and kill Dinah or this Pledge Mage? Tricky. Could be big play. I'm going to do this. Make him have 2 tricks or some sort of go wide trick. I see. They didn't mind filling up the graveyard because they're about to cast one of the bigger bombs of the set. We are going to cast Practical Research and see what we can find to deal with that. Yeah, this is a fine place to start here. Aha! Rip apart. I'm going to decline and pitch some lands. They know about this one. We'll play that. And do we just want to play a chumper? How are we going to get rid of that there thing? I guess we got to go dig in some more and play the assistant getting the research. Do you think they're going to attack, though? I mean, I guess we could send in... Well... Maybe we should try sending in to them, and if they block, we get to... Ooh. We go to 1 on the crackback, though. Going to 1 on the crackback doesn't seem great. And if they take it, I was saying to say we could Biblioplex and do that. But I think we just have to try to trade on blocks. They gain a life, we die, but we killed the thing that punishes that. And we do have Rip Apart as a sorcery. We could just kill the 2/3 here and then chump. Yeah, that's true. I see what you mean. I thought you were talking about the pings from that. So, yeah, maybe we have to Rip Apart and chump. I'm going to Rip Apart and chump. I think we're kind of dead, though. If we are reduced to this at this point with this in play... and they just willingly lost a bunch of their creatures, it just means that they're totally going to use Overlord right now for value. And it's really tough to come back from this once Overlord gets any value. In the abstract, this 5 is bigger than this 4, but if they have any pump, of course, this could just be lethal, but we can't beat pump, so we're going to play like they don't have it. There's not much we can beat, honestly. Yeah, Oppo double spelling there is just redonkulous. Kind of just does us in. We can play 2 blockers, and I don't know. This deck didn't seem great, but it didn't seem this weak. Kind of got some little rough luck on the draws here and there, and I certainly didn't play my best, but not in a way that changed any outcomes, I don't think. That's not an excuse. I would like to play better, but I'm just in terms of, like, how did this deck do? What have we learned? I'm just feeling like the deck felt okay and underperformed. It underperformed from a medium spot. And when you have a medium deck that underperforms, you know, 1-2 is not a surprising result. We're going to scoop it up, though, and give Sid the Squid here the credit for figuring out how to turn creatures sideways. And, yeah, the excellent run of last week runs into a brick wall of Value Town from Oppos and some medium luck. I don't think that's true, Austin. I did very little to bend that deck to Cody's will. You're going to have to, like, I had to make the deck bad to make Cody work. To say that, you would have to go and find picks that I made that were Cody specific. I'm only taking this because we have Cody. If we didn't have Cody, I would do this instead. I don't think we did that much. And then, yeah, I disagree. I think I did prioritize instants and sorceries, but never in a way that was like, I don't remember thinking to myself, if it wasn't for Cody, I would be making this pick differently. I think we just tried to use Cody in the context of the picks we had. Maybe I stuck to the blue a little. Maybe our deck would not have the blue without Cody, and would be a little more straightforward creature-based. But honestly, Cody was pretty strong the various times we did get it going. But it hurt sometimes too. So I don't know. Cody is a very interesting card for sure. Let me go claim this prize and say farewell. Ugh, claim this awful prize. Yeah. One pack. Tilts me every time just because it doesn't make any sense that their steepest, most spikiest payout is in the thing that doesn't even have rank associated with it. It doesn't make any sense, Wizards. Why is your... I kind of know the reasons why, because it's hard. There's a lot of things, a lot of masters to serve in the needs of a system design on a game like Arena, but that one gets me every time. How did that... Yeah, first day of class. Learning is that powerful Tuesday. I mean, first day of class and gain 4 for 2 mana are among the worst of the learn cards, and I still would snap play them if I have a good lesson sideboard. Yeah, I am close to Hexstar Dragon. Oh, let me say goodbye to YouTube friends before I get into some yammering, mid-event yammering here and figure out what we're going to do. Thanks, YouTube friends. Sorry we didn't kick off the week with some gems on the return. Sorry my play wasn't tighter, but I had fun. Tried Cody again. This time, Cody didn't get us there. But thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you at the next draft.